My name is Georgiana Lee, and this little toy, which belongs to my dog, was chosen because magic and entertaining has been a strong influence on my family over the last few generations. When we were growing up, my mother, who was adopted, always told us that she had pirates and horse thieves as ancestors, which we thought was very exciting. Maybe not so exciting to the victims of the pirates and the horse thieves, but exciting to us. Then my mom found her biological family and found out that the truth was even more interesting. She's descended, she and all of us are descended from some of the first acrobats to come to the United States. We're descended from the Diericks brothers, who were billed themselves as strong men, heavyweight jugglers, and acrobats. They came here at the end of the 19th century from Belgium, and they traveled around performing their routines. They juggled heavy items, and they also did a strongman act where they laid down flat on their backs and put their legs up in the air, and then someone put planks across them, and then an elephant walked over the top of them, and they held the elephant up in the air with their mighty, mighty leg muscles. Later, as technology developed, they had someone drive a car across them, which was very exciting to the people at the time because cars were pretty few and far between. Probably today we'd rather see the elephants. My father when I was growing up, was working in radio. He worked for a station called KFI as a sound engineer, but before that he worked in film and television doing sound. He worked for some of the most famous shows he was on. He worked for Flipper, and he worked on Star Trek, working on the Trouble with Tribble episodes, which required lots and lots of sounds because there was lots and lots of tribbles. He said that they had 3 tapes. One tape said tribble sounds, another one said more tribble sounds, and the last one said still more damn tribble sounds. He also worked on Lassie, which was a very popular show at the time, and he told us that Lassie was played by a boy dog, which was blasphemy on the school and got us all into big trouble because nobody believed that she was actually a boy. Both of my parents were members of the Magic Castle, which is a converted Victorian house in the Hollywood Hills that houses the Magic Academy, and people like Steve Martin and Penn and Teller got their starts at the Magic Castle. You can't be a member unless you're a magician. And both of my parents put together acts and became magicians there and studied there. My mother's liked to do a trick called the cups and balls, and one called the linking rings, which is where you take the rings that look like they're totally solid and clang them together and they're magically connected. My dad did a trick with rabbits, but we kids were always sad that he didn't use real rabbits. He used little sponge rabbits and made them multiply all over the place. Since he had 9 kids, he made plenty of jokes when he did this that made us all incredibly embarrassed to want to hide under the table. Some of my brothers and I also studied magic from some of the members of the club, which was very exciting for me as a kid, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot about things you can do and how to trick people, how to make them look this way so that you can do things over here. I later went on to, I did some acting when I was a little girl. I did some modeling, and then as I got older, I did quite a few plays. I did around 25 plays, everything from playing an apostle in Jesus Christ Superstar to playing an old poisoning woman in Arsenic and Old Lace. And then once I stopped doing stage plays, I started doing film and television, and I've done about 13 televisions and television shows and movies, including The Wire, which is a fantastic show, and a movie called Shot in the Heart, which starred both Mos Def and Alan Rickman. It's extremely good. Unfortunately, I got meningitis and I had to stop acting, so then I turned to writing, which is something that my mother also did. And I've written several screenplays. I've written some comedy sketches for the radio. I've written several novels, and lots of short stories and everybody's secret shame, angsty poetry. I have had one short story published, which is about Cinderella not being able to adapt to not doing work all day long, and how she can't just relax because she's just used to being busy. And that was published by a small online magazine. And I don't have to worry about our family tradition of entertainment dying out, because my oldest son is a sculptor and he's building sets for TV stations like MTV and the History Channel. My youngest son is an actor and a singer, and I figure if I can just get my middle son to learn how to juggle elephants, we'll have come full circle.